Hey, what's up guys? The StrongBoys19 here. I'm here to do the second review in the Annihilator discography, and I'm going to be excited to review this one because, in my opinion, as I've said before, this is the best Annihilator album that I've ever come across, and it's this one that I'm going to be reviewing right here to all the metalheads out there. Neverland. So, here we go. So, this album came out in the year 1990. It is the follow-up to their debut, Alice in Hell, and Roadrunner Records is the record label, and Glenn Robinson and Jeff Waters are the producers for this album, and it has 10 tracks. So, yeah, I think this is the album that got me into Annihilator much more than their debut. You know, a lot of people really prefer Alice in Hell than this album. Well, more than just any other Annihilator album, basically. I enjoyed every single thing on this album, and, you know, in my opinion, it's one of the best thrash albums ever, of all time, and, you know, I recommended Alice in Hell, but I recommend this album even more for the newcomer Annihilator fans. So, yeah, this is the perfect album for the newcomer Annihilator fans than Alice in Hell. Well, the first two Annihilator albums are just the best. So, yeah, this is the first album to have a lineup change, and Randy Rampage, the first vocalist, left the band, and they've got another vocalist by the name of Coburn Farr on vocals. You know, I think Coburn Farr is much more of a better vocalist than Randy Rampage. That's just me. You know, go ahead, shoot my ass if you dislike that. But, well, hey, this album shows much more progression than Alice in Hell, because with the album Alice in Hell, it really combines the elements of thrash, speed metal, and tiny pieces of progression here and there. But I think this album, you know, moves the speed metal genre out of the way and just combines the two genres of thrash and progressive metal and just combine them into one big golden gem for me. So, yeah, this is just stunning in every single way. I listened to this album like more than 5 times because of how special it really meant something to me, and this album made me become a fan of this band. You know, a big fan of this album. Just, I love every single thing of this album. Like Alice in Hell, but I think this album's more stronger, if you ask me. And it has 10 tracks, and most of these tracks on this album are really much more, I think, more better, and they can really nail anything off with much better music creativity and, you know, lyrics and great, better solo work on the guitars and just everything, you name it. So, yeah, the artwork on this album is just absolutely stunning. It is beautiful, has the beautiful style of detail, and it's really like much more darker, and it has this really cool lightning effect on this face, you know, on top of it, and it's just a dark type of artwork. And you know, the artwork on Alice in Hell, as I forgot to mention, by the way, is remarkable as well. Really well detailed, just beautiful, and the artwork on this album is just like Alice in Hell, just amazing stuff. The vocals from Coburn Farr on this album are just absolutely fantastic. The guitar work from David Scott Davis and Jeff Waters are just amazing, and I think the guitar work is really much more like complex. You know, it really reminds me of some of the technical death metal albums from Death, you know, like Human and Symbolic and the other albums, and you know, there are much more better type of riffs with more progressive type of creation with fantastic solos. Wayne Darley on bass is just amazing, and I just really love the sound of it, just really stunning, and drumming from Ray Hartman are just really cool, and he's just definitely one of the best drummers ever when it comes to metal, in my opinion. And the way he can just think of any drum fill, he can just, as I've said before, nail it with his own type of style of drumming, with aggression and speed with the guitars and just everything. So yeah, I just love the drumming, and the production on this album is really much more improved than Alice in Hell, and I think this album makes the whole music and the vocal style bring more life into it, and sounds of the guitars sounded much more like crisp and heavy, raw type of sounding, and the bass guitar as well is just perfect as well, and lots of really cool songs on here, for songs like you know, The Fun Palace and Imperiled Eyes, I Am in Command, and Stonewall, which is the single and the only Annihilator single, surprisingly, and just every single song on here. And the song Craft Dinner on this album is quite unusual, and the lyrics are like you know, quite much more different than just like epic, but you know, I just love the whole aggression to it. It's really much more quicker, and it's probably yeah, the shortest song on the album, whereas most of them are just like 5 minutes or something like that, and it's just, you know, 44 minutes of pure energy and entertainment, and you know, this is just, you know, Annihilator at their very best. And since I love the album so much, it's definitely going to be in one of my favourite albums of all time, and I can just listen to it over and over and over again. Fantastic vocals, guitar work, guitar solos, drumming, bass guitar, and just the whole songs with epicness, aggression, and just catchy and easy to follow and really memorable stuff all around. And it is just fantastic all around, and I highly recommend this album, like I said earlier. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about Neverland by Annihilator. So I'm going to give this album a 10 out of 10. It is that perfect. I'm just gonna, you know, headbang all the way through this album. So keep it metal.